Hi, everyone. Welcome to the GAN show. I'm your host, Malik Lenzonzo. Today is a special day because we're going to have some of the most impressive people on the show, and particularly this gentleman that is going to join the show today, Mr. Cedric Penn, a man that have tremendous knowledge when it comes to business. Now, if you're a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, I believe you should be connected right now because the stakes are too high right now. With this COVID-19, I believe you have to be here. Um, Cedric's going to join us in a few minutes. But before that, we are just going to talk a little bit about why it's so important for entrepreneur or business owner to be connected today. Because when we see data, uh, it says that 20% of small businesses fail in the first year. 30% of small business fail in the second year, and 50% of small businesses fail after 5 years in business. Finally, you have 7% of small business owner fell in their 10th year in business. So that's some serious stuff. And in order for you to avoid some of the mistakes, it's always good to have somebody uh, who's been, doing it literally. Somebody who's been coaching entrepreneurs, somebody who knows uh, what to do, what not to do, with tremendous experience in the game. So it's going to be a very good show. It's going to be a very interesting show because you want to have somebody on your side that can, allow you to be successful, but also to give you the best advice to avoid everything that can put you in that category. So people quickly will fail on their first year, or even basically, like data say, you can be in business 10 years and then all of a sudden you just lose your business. So, in order to avoid all this, you need some good advice, you need some good coaching, and that's what we're doing right now. That's what we're doing. Is trying to help folks to be prepared. And when the rainy day comes, you have to know what to do. You have to know who to talk to. And folks like Cedric, with tremendous experience and knowledge, I have a chance to meet with this gentleman here in Maryland. Um, it's not only just a coach. Cedric is actually a motivator. It's the kind of gentleman when you meet with him, it will definitely it will definitely change your perspective on how you approach business. So this is kind of people in this particular time in our lives, where everything can shift, can go soft. You want to make sure you are somebody who actually warns you or give you the perspective on what to do and what not to do. So before Cedric gets into the studio, we're just gonna go a little bit on some commercial, and we'll be back the time that is settled down in the studio, and we can just start and try and ask him exactly what to do, especially for the newcomers, new entrepreneurs, people with less experience. So we're gonna play a quick commercial, and then we'll come back. I believe the man of the hour is here, is in the studio. Is somebody who's ready to go, It wastes no time. So just 1 second and we'll be back. Okay. All right. So without further ado, this is the man we've been waiting for more than a week. Mr. Penn, Cedric is in the house. How you doing? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you fine, Brother Malik. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. Hey, listen, this is the most anticipated time for me and also for folks all across continents. You're talking about Africa, Europe, and here in the United States. Because you're not somebody who just show up for the sake of showing up. You are an author. You are an inspirer. You've been inspiring people all around the world. Today, you came on the show to tell us a little bit how folks fail. What make people fail in businesses? So, sir, you're gonna take your time. This is your time to really, because people have been waiting for this for this show, to see you showing up on this show. So, I want to thank you again for coming. You are a very busy man. Everybody want to talk to you. Thank God you accept to come on the show. Now, tell us what it is that people go into business. And before you come on the show, I was reading some statistics. It goes like 20% of businesses fail in their first year. 30% of small business fail in the second year, and 50% of small businesses fail in after 5 years in business. And finally, 70% of small businesses owner fell in the 10th year in business. Now that's pretty scary. So I'm gonna let you break down a little bit the knowledge that you have. Drop everything possible, because we're here to listen to you.
Well, first of all, I appreciate Malik giving me an opportunity to be on your show, and that's a big compliment. Anybody give you their time and attention, that's the biggest compliment anybody can give you. So thank you so much for giving me a little bit of your time and your attention. I didn't grow up being an entrepreneur. I grew up in a small town in southwestern Pennsylvania. My dad, my mom, great family. I got 5 brothers, 2 sisters. My dad was a coal miner. My mom was a housewife. And I saw strong work ethic. I saw my dad getting up early in the morning and coming back late at night. I saw his health deteriorate because of the work environment that he worked under. And as a young adult, I just found out that there had to be a better way to create a lifestyle. Everybody that I grew up with that had lifestyle, their family owned businesses, and they were generational businesses. And that was something that stuck in my mind as an adult, young adult, is that wealthy people own businesses. Wealthy people, but they were entrepreneurs. They controlled their time, which was the number one asset, and they leveraged what they did well to create more wealth. And that was something that really stuck out of my mind, Malik, when I got out of sports and got into business. And one of the things that I learned is, the first thing I had to learn is that I had to get involved and be around some people that believed in me. Before I get into the 10 reasons why people fail, there's some things that happened for me that allow me to align myself with the right individuals that taught me the things that I'm going to teach a little bit tonight on this live broadcast on. But I was able to be coached and mentored by somebody that I went to college with, his son, and his son was a football player like myself, and he took me under his wing as a young adult and really taught me how to become an entrepreneur, taught me how to have the right mindset to be successful. And that's a big part of being an entrepreneur, getting around entrepreneurs that number one, that have had success, number two, that believe in you, that's going to sow into you and help you become a successful entrepreneur. So in short, you become who you hang out with. If you hang out with 9-to-5 people, you're going to become a 9-to-5 guy. If you hang out with successful entrepreneurs, you're probably going to be a successful entrepreneur. And I wrote a book called The Millionaire's Guide, and that's what I'm going to talk a little bit about tonight, is that the 10 reasons why entrepreneurs fail in business. The number one reason that I found in my 20-some years of being in business, the number one reason why people fail in business is the lack of vision. They don't have a vision big enough to take them where they want to go. They think too small. They either don't have the right focus, or they're looking out of a different vision than their organization. They don't have the vision. Their vision isn't big enough to take them through tough times. Because in any business, you're going to have some ebbs and flows. You're going to have some twists and turns. You know, I call it business agility. You're going to have some agility in business to be able to move and turn and shake and adjust. And most people's vision is just not big enough to move them into action when things don't go the way they think they should go. So the number one reason is a lack of vision. You got to have vision. That vision got to be so big, ladies and gentlemen, it almost scares people when you tell them how big your vision is. Now, this is critically important as well. You got to have the right vision, but you got to make sure you're not sharing that vision with the wrong people. You want people that's going to believe in your vision, that's going to catch your vision, that's going to help you grow your vision. And that's why who you become, who you hang out with is who you become. That's why reading, listening to tapes, being around individuals, modeling knowledge, all those are the things that allow you to grow as individuals is important to your vision. If you're with people, around people that you're communicating with on a daily basis that have no vision, guess what? You're not going to have any vision. So the first thing is you got to have a big vision of where you want your business to go. And great entrepreneurs have the ability to look into the future to forecast that vision. Go ahead, Malik.
Let me say something real quick, Cedric. I just want folks to be connected. I don't know when you're going to come back on this show again. I have a chance to experience you face to face physically. This is no joke. Anybody that trying to be or is an entrepreneur, even a business owner, I just gave statistics. Even 10 years after, you still can be subject to failure. So what I'm trying to say right now, anybody that is in the situation where you have a business, you want to thrive in a business, please get connected. Share this live to your friend, family, people that you care about. Mr. Penn is no joke. This is one of the top guys that I know, not just with your advice, but in terms of motivation. If I know 5 people, you part of those 5 people. If I know 2, you part of the 2. If there is only one person that I would trust with this kind of advice, that would be you. So I recommend people to just connect. Please connect, be connected, and share this live with friend and family, because I don't know if this man will come back again on this show. So you started by talking about vision. Without a vision, there's no success. So you know, even a captain in a boat, you have to have that vision. You have to know where you're going. So that's number one.
The second one is, you hear people say in business, well, everybody needs my products, or my products sell themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the farthest from the truth that I've ever heard. You know, the second mistake that I've seen with entrepreneurs is they don't have a true marketing plan. They don't have a plan of who they're going to market their product to. They don't know who they're marketing to. They don't know where to find those people to market that would use their product. They don't know how much it's going to cost to get that customer to take a look at their product. They don't know the person's buying habits. They don't know the demographics of the person. They're just out there just kind of just hemming and hawing, just hoping something happens. Or I call it the wish theory. They're wishing something happens great in their business. And we all know what the end result is failure or out of business, like you said, with the statistics that you shared earlier. So you got to have a marketing plan. I don't care if it's $100, $200, $300, $500, but you have to have a plan. And that plan, you got to stick to it. You got to have some stickiness to it. You got to understand that I'm going to stick and stay with my marketing plan. And the first thing is making sure you have the right plan, okay? And then once you have it, stick to it. So most entrepreneurs go into a business, they say, well, everybody needs my product. My product sells itself. If that was the case, houses would sell themselves, cars would buy themselves, insurance people would, I mean, let's be real. Cars don't drive themselves, houses don't sell themselves, people do. And that's the same way our businesses. We must have a clear marketing plan that has stickiness. When I say stickiness, it means that you're going to stick to it. You're going to run it over and over and over again to get the results that you deserve to get. The third mistake is they forget how to sell. They quit selling. They have a little bit of success and they close off their mind to selling. Now I tell people this, you're either selling or you're being sold. Remember that. You're either selling or you're being sold. Never stop selling. Never stop selling. Selling your vision, selling your plan, selling your people. When I say selling your people, promoting your people. Okay? Building your people up. Because you gotta understand, your product isn't your product. Your product is your people. I don't care what type of business you're in. If you're in a traditional business, non-traditional business, your product is not your product. Your product is people. Helping people develop into leaders and getting those people to develop their people into leaders. And that's where the residual, that's where the wealth comes in at. I don't care what type of business. I came out of the wireless industry. I've been in the car business. I've been in multiple businesses in my life. People drive businesses. We can't stop selling, ladies and gentlemen. We have a little bit of success. We get a little bit of recognition and we start sitting back. We start pumping the brakes. We can't. That's when we got to accelerate. So the third mistake is forgetting how to sell. You got to stay on top of it. And as an owner of an entrepreneur of a company, the best way to ensure that your organization sells is you keep selling. You never lose your tenacity to sell, to inspire, to motivate, to cultivate, to grow people. Very, very important. As a leader of an organization, I don't care what you say. I'm watching what you do. Do you still sell? Do you still engage the customer? Very, very important. Really.
Before you go ahead, Cedric, I mean, this is important knowledge you're dropping right now. And a young entrepreneur that is watching this live, probably somebody in China or in Africa or somewhere in Europe, and you're trying to be in a business, but he doesn't like to sell. Can you be an entrepreneur if you don't know how to sell? If you hate selling, can you really be an entrepreneur? Because you're talking about a product, and sometimes you have to be the product of the product. Sometimes, in many cases, if you don't know how to market that, can you really be an entrepreneur or a business owner?
No, because
go ahead, sir.
You can't fake the heart. Remember that. You can't fake a person's heart. People know when your heart is in something. They feel your passion. They feel your passion. Passion means pass it on. That's why when you talk to people that are influential or they got great energy, you become more inspired. You become more motivated because their energy is contagious. That's the same way of being a product of the product. People know and sense when you believe in something. They're more apt to follow you and be a part of something when they know you're a part of it, that you believe in it, that you'll die for it. Okay? You know, the great Martin Luther King, he was willing to die for his cause, and he did. Absolutely. Great leaders are willing to die for their cause. Yeah. They're willing to go across the line, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it's all about, across the line. And you got to have that passion. No, you can't be a real solid, legitimate breakthrough entrepreneur without being a product of the product and believing in your product, because people will realize really quickly that you're not real, that you're fake. You're trying to be somebody that you're not.
Absolutely. No question about it. Why do you want me to say something that you don't believe in it in the first place? And you know, customers, they can smell that fakeness. They can smell that you don't believe in and I think it's at one point it is unfair to go on a marketplace trying to sell something to somebody that you don't believe in. What you think about that, Cedric?
You're right. It's one of those things that you can sense, and I would never follow a person that doesn't believe in what they're doing. That's the first thing I ask people. Do you use your product? Does your kids use your product? Does your family use your product? You know, if they feel passionate about their product, then they're going to give it to the people they love and care about. You wouldn't keep it from them. You would give it to them. So that's the first thing that I look for in an entrepreneur is, what are they doing with the product with their family, their friends, the people they love and they care about, okay? Because if it's something great, I'm going to share with the people I love and care about. I want them to have a greater life. I want them to have more health. I want them to have more prosperity. So that's really, really critical for me as a leader, is to look and see who's using those products as an entrepreneur. It's like Elon Musk. If you think Elon Musk drives a Chevy, he better drive a Tesla. Okay. if he ain't driving a Tesla, then why would I want to look at a Tesla? Okay. So very, very important. You're right.
Absolutely. If Marcus Zuckerberg don't have a Facebook account himself, then that's questionable.
That's a problem. That's a big problem.
I hear you, brother. Definitely hear you. Oh man, listen. I think this kind of a foundation. If you want to get into a business, that you at least those three that you start with, and the number one, the vision. Most people really want to do something, but the lack of vision is actually what the number one killer. And I'm glad you put that on number one list, on your list as a number one element. Because without a vision, you just navigate. You go on an entire sea, and you just navigate until you die. Shark will probably eat you because you don't know where to go.
Exactly.
You know, and also, but you know, when somebody listen or hear product, they only see a product as something that you have to manufacture. The thing is just a Walmart or Safeway or something like that. But the product can be somebody. It can be a consultant. It can be a consultant.
That's correct.
It's not necessary that it has to be something physical that you are selling. And what do you say about that? Say.
Intellectual property is the most expensive property you own, is intellectual property. That's why it's critical of how you think, and that's kind of down here on my list as well. I'm going to talk about it, but my fourth reason why people fail is they forget culture. They forget culture. I'm going to come back. I'm going to circle back around to address what you just asked me. They forget their culture. What is the culture of your organization? My culture, one of my organizations was more faith, more family, and more prosperity. In that order. More faith, more family, and more prosperity, in that order. And when we keep the right things in the right order, we're going to get the right result. But if we let things get out of order, then our life gets out of order. And I've been in great situations in my life when I kept my faith, my family, my prosperity in order. And I've been in bad situations where I let it get tangled up. And my life got tangled up. And I vowed that'll never happen again. So we got to stay really true to our vision, to our mission, our culture. More faith, more family, more prosperity. What does your organization believe in? Someone walks up to one of your employees or one of your associates or one of your business partners. How do they walk away? Do they walk away with understanding who you are as a company and what your vision is? They should. They should. One of the biggest visions that I love is Nordstrom's. They'll take anything back. They don't care about receipt. They'll take it back. And that's what they're known for. So what is your organization known for as an entrepreneur? What is it? What's the culture that you're creating? See, most business owners forget the culture piece. The culture piece, ladies and gentlemen, is where it's at. That's the glue to your organization. Culture. That's the pieces. It's the puzzles that fit together to keep people together. That mission. People don't join companies. They join missions. They join movements. They join causes. They want to be a part of something. They want to be a part of something that changed somebody's life positively in a big way. Missions. Okay? We're worrying about positions. Don't worry about positions. You focus on the mission, the positions will come. So most entrepreneurs fail because they forget about the culture piece. And that leads me to number 5. Go ahead.
Before you go to number five, sir, you know, that is a big piece, the culture. And usually the folks get confused. You know, you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to be a business person, a business owner, but you still don't understand what does culture mean. Can you break down a little bit for our youngsters? What do you mean by a culture?
Culture is how people interact in that organization. See, I believe in any culture, you're either adding value to it, you're subtracting value, you're multiplying value. You're either adding value to an organization, you're subtracting value from an organization, or you're multiplying. And most organizations don't have the two big, they have three, they need two. We need to be adding and we need to be multiplying. If it's a subtracting from the culture, or if it's moving away, if it's I'll give you an example, a gossiping culture, even in, business, any kind of business, gossiping from the top of the organization spreads down. I was in a non-traditional business, and the owner, he'd call around and he'd pick up the phone and he would say disparaging that reps, and that rep get off the phone and call another rep and say, hey man, the owner just called me, basically cussed me out about. Then that kind of cultivates itself down to the organization, and it becomes a cancer. So culture is how people feel about each other. Is it an open door? You hear all the time. We have open communication, open dialogue. Very important as an organization. It has to be a healthy environment. It got to be building people up. If the culture isn't building people up, then it's tearing them down. And that type of culture will not last long term to create a big business. That culture is everything. Is it a loving culture? Is it a coaching culture? Is it a growing culture? Okay. Is it
empowering people? Yeah.
Yeah,
you have to empower people in your organization.
Tell somebody something positive. Don't tell them something negative. I used to hate that in corporate America. They would come to me and would say, hey, this guy here, but what did he do right? Let's catch him doing something right. And let's talk about that first. Then let's talk about what we can get better at. Let's talk about what we can get better at. But let's do more of what we've been doing good. Let's do more of that. So culture is everything. Any business, culture is critical. Culture is critical. Okay? So the next one, the fifth reason why I see people fail is the lack of mental diet. The lack of mental diet. Go ahead, Malik.
Man, listen. The lack of mental diet.
Yes, sir.
That is powerful.
The lack of mental diet. We got some people eating mental garbage. They get up TV in the morning, they turn the TV on. They get in the car, they turn negative radio on. They want negative gossip, they pick up the phone and they call a negative friend, family member, and they get more poison put in them. They have a negative mental diet. And when you have a negative mental diet, your body is what? Sick.
Messed up. Yeah.
Your body starts with the head.
Is this include the people, your surroundings, your friends,
all of it,
people that you associate with?
Your mental diet. You hang out with 4 broke people, you're number 5. You hang out with people to talk about, oh, how bad it is, how this virus and all this. If you start buying into it, ladies and gentlemen, you'll become sick. You'll become mentally drained. You can't be successful because your surroundings have poisoned your thought process. Your energy is so negative. When you walk into the room, the lights dim. Mental diet, lack of mental diet, is really critical. You got to get up in the morning and say, I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my business. I'm grateful for my job. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my faith. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. You got to have some conversations with yourself. Not pick up the phone and call somebody that's doing worse than you and say, girl, because there's always one friend out there that'll buy into it. Girl, you think your situation's bad? Let me tell you this. And then they give you some more negativity. So when I run from negativity will never catch me. I'm going the other direction. In my faith, with my family, in my business, with my health, all those different things. Your lack of mental diet, ladies and gentlemen, will cost you a business because you won't be in the right, proper mental state to go do the right things. How are you going to inspire somebody else when you're negative, when your energy's off, when you're frowned all up? My grandma used to say, you can't get a blessing with a closed fist. You got to open up. You have to open up. So as a great leader, you got to inspire some people. You got to have a right mental diet so you can do what? get other people eating the right diet.
Yeah, and attract good people too. You know, I was reading an article say on quantum physics. They say everything is energy.
That's it. You're right.
Everything.
So
you know, you better get that good energy about yourself. Otherwise, you don't. Yeah.
They ask you how you doing.
100%.
I'm doing okay. I'm just making it. Why are you? What's the universe give you? I'm just making it, because that's what you're asking for every day. I'm just making it, so I'm going to give you just enough to make it. So you get what you ask for. Your energy is going to attract what you're asking for with your energy. So if your energy's off, you're going to get off results. It's just that way it works.
Absolutely.
So my mental state of mind is a direct correlation with my energy. Because if I'm not in the right state of mind, then my energy's not going to be right. Your energy and your mindset go together, ladies and gentlemen. You can't have one with the other. It's like you can't say I got faith and then have fear. You got to have one or the other. You in or out, mildew or barbecue, but just one or the other. I got faith or I got fear. We can't have both. They both don't coexist. Same way your mental diet is. So you know what I to get around people that were successful? I start listening to their cassette tapes. I start reading their books. I start watching them on TV. I start modeling after them so I could get my mental diet right. Because I knew where I lived, it had all kind of contamination around me. See, when we were around a bunch of garbage, imagine sitting in the back of a garbage truck and you just got to shower, you're clean, but you jump in the back of a garbage truck and all that trash is back there.
Yeah.
That's how our houses are, some of our homes, because we let our houses get infested with negative diet.
Yeah.
So we get in the car and listen to more negativity on the news. And then we go to a job and deal with some miserable people on your job or in your business that are negative. And then then you start eating bad food. So I got a mental diet that's bad. I got a physical diet that's bad. Then I got a spiritual diet that's bad. And my business is what? Bad.
Yeah. So what make people? I mean, this idea of being scared. I mean, you. It's like sometimes you observe. You go on maybe you're watching this documentary about lions. You see a lion, an hungry lion. Mm-hmm. Now, can a lion have a discussion about should I just go and catch that gazelle, or I have to think about it? And most of the time, that's how we do. You hear this is your objective. Instead of just going to it, you're thinking, what do you have to do?
Malik, you
just go after it.
Read my book, because the next thing is going halfway. And you know what going halfway means? You're not bold. You're not bold. You don't act swift. You're not courageous. You're not committed. See, you think a lion is not committed to getting something to eat in a safari? They're going to get them something to eat.
Yeah.
Whatever's moving, baby. See, that's survival. You got to get in the mindset that I'm eating. I'm going to kill something today because I got to eat. Kill something is revenue. Kill something is profit. Okay? Their mindset is, oh, I'm going to give it a try, see how it goes. When I hear that, see, try means trial. That means they're not all the way in the right frame of mind to be successful. That's what that means. When you hear the word try, that means they're not all the way in. They don't believe. They don't have a belief yet. And biblically, it talks about what? Jesus wept because of what? Why did he weep? Yeah. He wept because his people didn't believe.
Yeah.
You got to believe when no one else believes. You got to be passionate when no one else is passionate. You got to take action when no one's willing to take action. You got to be committed when no one's willing to commit. You got to sell out when people are unwilling to sell out. That's what great entrepreneurs do. They believe, ladies and gentlemen. They go after it. They don't go halfway. They go all the way. Most entrepreneurs only go halfway, and that's why their businesses fail. That's number 6 on my list. Number 6 on my list is they go halfway. They're not all the way in. They're not all the way in, ladies and gentlemen. You got to be all the way in. You're all the way in, ladies and gentlemen. People sense it. They know, they see the consistency. They see the commitment. They feel the passion. They feel the energy. See, it's like drafting in a race car. I went to Purdue University and had an opportunity to go see Indy 500. And I remember they talk about no one was able to break the 200-mile-an-hour speed barrier at that threshold at that time until the race I attended. Then 5 drivers did it because you know why? They seen one person do it and they believe they can do it. And they start drafting behind the car going over 200 miles an hour, and that car pulled them across the finish line. That's the same way we have to understand in business. We can't go halfway. We got to be finishers, not starters, but finishers. We got to finish the deal.
And nobody tells you it's going to be easy. There's no such a thing as getting the business and everything is just easy.
Well, when I hear that, I finish.
It's incredible for people to just think, the more, I mean, those successful people are actually, tell us a little bit about the ethics.
Man,
what it takes to be successful, say.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. As an entrepreneur, you gotta remember, you're less than a 3%er. See, as an entrepreneur, ladies and gentlemen, you're not told when to get up, you're not told when to sit down, you're not told when you are on your own. You understand that you have the potential to change lives as an entrepreneur, good and bad.
Yeah.
Good and bad. You got to understand, there might not be some paydays. I remember when I started my wireless company, there was months I didn't get a check. I was barely getting enough groceries and gas to get back to my business, to build my business. See, most people get in business now because profit. Yeah, you got to work for profit. You have to go through some things, man. There's going to be some downturns. There's going to be some deception. There's going to be some things that you don't expect that's going to happen. But you got to stick and stay. You got to have that mentality that, hey, I'm here long term. I'm here. I used to tell my friends, I got Siemens shoes. I'm locked in. I'm locked and loaded on what I'm doing. I'm in. Good, bad, or indifferent. I remember things that I had to do. I had to pawn things, and my family would help me financially, my mom, and whatever I had to do to make it happen. It paid off though. It paid off. But most people think you're gonna go through some struggles. Yeah. There's gonna be some times. There was phones. I mean, I remember one time my phone got cut off my house because I had to pay the phone bill with my business. I remember I ain't home anyway. We got cell phones. We'll just talk on the cell phone. Hey, whatever we got to do. Whatever we got to do. Well, we got to get out of this mentality easy. Oh, is it? Everything that's worth something is hard. It's a struggle. And get ready. Because
can you imagine?
You won't finish with, you won't finish with. And quit hanging around with all these people that are what I call broke, busted, and disgusted. That's who they are. And that's what they do every day. They live it. They want to be broke. I'm serious, man. Yeah. If they start having some prosperity, they say, hey, I'm having prosperity. I gotta sabotage it. I ain't supposed to have success.
Yeah.
Manage our expectations, man. That's one of the things I talk about. Entrepreneurs don't manage expectations of the group, of their organization. See, that's why the mission has got to be bigger than profits. Because if the mission is bigger than profits, people won't quit on you. I used to tell my guys, a friend of mine, Tracy, he was my vice president of my wireless company. I said, Trace, when we sell this, you're going to get wealthy. When we sell, he was all in with me. He owned a carpet cleaning company. He sold his piece of his business to buy into my business to be a partner with me. He believed in me. He believed in the business. And I'm telling you, I never had to tell him to get out of bed. He worked the business just as hard and long and passionate as I was about our business. And that's why he was a great partner. He was a great partner. But we worked 7 days a week. We didn't have no off days. We worked in the stores, and then we went to Sam's Club and Costco. We sold phones. We went out. We were in DC. We were all over. We were all over 7 days a week. That's what we did.
Yeah, that's the ethics, man. You got to put on the work. Put on the work. Listen, we're coming back. We're gonna take a quick break, and we come back because listen, it's so much knowledge. You just have to take a little a little break to kind of dissect because this is enormous. This is good. I think whoever is missing this opportunity will regret it. And plus, I don't know if you brought some of your books so that we can at least see the covers, or you probably will tell us those titles and where to get them. Because
the first book I wrote, Malik, was From Broke, Busted, Disgusted to $1 Million a Year. I talk about how I did it. That's the first book I wrote. Okay. From Broke, Busted, Disgusted to $1 Million a Year. Bill Romanowski wrote the forward on it. It's on Amazon. You can find it out there. It's in Kindle. It's all over. You can go out to Amazon and grab it, electronic version of it. The last book I wrote is The Millionaire's Guide. I'm talking about these 10 things why people fail. And then I wrote The MLM Millionaire, How I Made Money 7 Figures in Non-Traditional Business. Because in this day and time, people don't have a lot of seed capital, and they can start a business from home for a couple $100 and really blossom that into, parlay that into some part-time income or even some full-time income if they're in the right opportunity, the right company with the right products. And I'm a believer in it. I've been around it for 28, 29 years now. And so there's no reason for us in our society today to not have an opportunity to be successful, because we can get the intellectual property, we have the opportunity, we have the vehicles that we can get into and allow our families to be successful. So this is the first book I wrote, From Broke, Busted, Disgusted to a Millionaire. The second one is The MLM Millionaire. The third one is The Millionaire's Guide. And I'm talking about the 10 reasons why people fail in that book. And that's what I'm talking about tonight on this live. All those books you can get on Amazon. And whatever you want to do with them, great. I wrote them for people's impact. I didn't write them for profit. I wrote them for people's impact. They can learn from my mistakes and compress their success. Then I'm happy with it. So
absolutely. Listen, my brother, we will come back. We're here. We are not going anywhere. We will come back. I'm gonna take a quick break just to let you get your spirit back in place, because listen. If folks are not here tonight, there's nothing that I can do. I told them, hey, listen, that Cedric is actually the man. So let me take a quick break, and then we'll come back and let's talk a little bit more about those book of yours, and especially the first one that you show up. I was kind of doing some research on it. It's a great book. I will recommend any entrepreneur to really read it. So we'll be back in a minute.
Financial stress is hard on everyone. Your family, your children, your entire life can be affected. With constant harassing calls from creditors serving as a constant reminder of your financial crisis, it may be time to take action. Let our bankruptcy attorneys guide you every step of the way in getting your life back on track and getting rid of those harassing creditors. Contact one of our friendly staff now to set up a free, no obligation consultation to help find out if bankruptcy is the right choice for you and your family. We've helped dozens of clients complete the bankruptcy process, and our experienced team can answer any questions you may have along the way. So don't wait. Contact us now. You'll be glad you did.
So we are talking to the one and the only Cedric Penn. This is the kind of people, when you have a chance to meet in your life, it will definitely change your life, your perspective on how you approach business. We're so lucky to have him tonight. If you see these lives where stay tuned, and then share this with your friend and family, because this guy is somebody. It's a diamond. You can go and search for something that you can find easily, but this guy, whatever he's saying is actually the stuff that he already lived, and you can see that through his books. You go on Amazon and try and order any of the books. We're gonna make sure that the names or the title of this book, you probably would display some of this book on while we're talking, but you definitely have to put your hands on these books. So let's bring back my brother Cedric. Never show any kind of sign of a fatigue. Always on the battleground and ready to educate and to give knowledge to whoever needed. First of all, man, listen, we need more people in our community like you, Cedric. We need more people, more not only entrepreneurs, but people capable of leading, showing the way to anybody that comes after. And one thing that I love with you, brother, is like you pick up the phone right now, somebody call you, the second that follows, you answer, and you're ready to give whatever you're capable of giving. I want people to be able to go on those platforms, Amazon, whatever, where you book or being displayed, to put their hands on these 3 books. I want you to repeat those titles. If you have some copies, you can show us, and repeat again, where can we find these books?
You can go right to my website is www.iwillandtill.co. Can I put it in the chat right there? Will it go there if I put it
Yes,
there?
yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go right there in the chat and get it. The link's right there. So my website there, you can grab. I have some of my apparel, my I Will Until apparel, you know about that, and my books are there as well. But I really don't want it to be about books and tapes. I want it to be about souls and lives and impacting lives of others. And, the last book I wrote, The Millionaire's Guide, is somebody that it's a book that I believe that you can look at that book and you can apply that to your business, and it'll help accelerate your business. And that was the whole goal behind it, is taking my 30 years of experience in business, in traditional business, non-traditional business, and helping those individuals become successful. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
No, sir.
Absolutely. Listen, guys. Most people don't know who this gentleman is. Mr. Cedric Penn is somebody you want to be able to be around, because you always learn something about Cedric. He will definitely. I think we spelled this kind of wrong. I'm gonna put this again for folks who didn't have a chance to listen to what he was saying. But I recommend everyone that want to be successful in business to really listen to this guy carefully, and hopefully you find your way. He's still trying to drop some knowledge about his 10th way how to avoid failure in business. I think it will be good for people to stick around, share this live. We are doing the best we can to share the informations to whoever is live with us right now. And don't forget to ask your questions. We still here. We will take some questions live.
So I'm gonna wrap.
So Cedric.
I mean, not so one. I gotta jump off here, but I definitely want to spend a little bit more time. I want to go to number 8, number 9, number 10. Very important. Number 9 is they try to do it their own way. You need a mentor. You need a coach. You need somebody that's been successful in life and in business that can compress your success. You can't do it by yourself. If you could have already done it by yourself, you've already have been successful. So quit trying to do it by yourself. It takes a team effort. I had some great mentors and coaches in my life that really helped me accelerate through life and really navigate me through the pitfalls of being an entrepreneur and help me do some great things. So number 8, you can't do it by yourself. Get you a coach, get you a mentor, stick and stay with them, follow their leadership, and follow and model what they do. Number 9, misunderstanding value. Value is critical. Quit trying to be successful and be a person of creating value. If you create enough value in the marketplace, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be successful. Be a person that creates value in people's lives. Once you become a person of value, then success will come and prosperity will come. And then the last one, number 10, is trying to be somebody you're not. Be who you are. Don't send me a representative. I know who Malik is. When I met him, I know he was sincere. He was compassionate. He was a very compassionate person for what he believes in, for his people and a cause. And I resonated with him because I believe he felt the same thing about me. Don't try to be something that you're not. Be who you are. Be who you are. Stand for what you want to stand for. Okay? Be your brand. Don't go out and try to be somebody else's brand. Nike is Nike. They're not trying to be Adidas. They're not trying to be Under Armour. They're Nike. And that's the same way to be your brand. Be who you are. Don't try to be something that you're not, because people will see right through that you're not sincere, that you're not genuine, that you're sending a representative. So those are the 10 reasons that I believe in my years of experience in business that entrepreneurs fail. Number 1, no vision. Number 2, no marketing plan. Number 3, they forgot how to sell. Number 4, they forgot the importance of culture. Number 5, the lack of mental diet. They're hanging around a bunch of mental midgets. Number 6, they're going halfway. They're not all the way in. They're not sold out. They didn't burn the bridges yet. Number 7, they don't manage expectations of their organizations. It's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. Let people know. Don't try to fake them out. Don't try to mislead them. We're in a battle. We're in a war. We're going to keep fighting. Number 8, trying to do it on their own. Number 9, misunderstanding value and success. Value comes for success, not success, then value. And then number 10, trying to be somebody that you're not, ladies and gentlemen. Be who you are. Be who you are. I appreciate it, Malik, for having me on tonight, man. Obviously, anybody else would have called me in a short notice. I probably wouldn't be able to make it, but I wanted to make sure that I was here for you and the people that you love and care about tonight to be able to share what I could share with them. So I'm excited for you, man. I'm excited for your community, the people that are listening to this, because you're giving back. You're feeding success. And that's where it starts with ground roots, believing in people and moving people into action, inspiring them to become more than they are. And I respect that about you. So thank you so much for having me on tonight.
Absolutely, sir. Listen, every minute is been valued. Like I always say, having you here is more than gold and silver, man. The knowledge, like you just said in your presentation, don't go in a business for money. Go for the purpose. And once you have that vision, you stick with it. And you stick with it, don't be fake. Have your product represented the product. I mean, who else can be so passionate about giving people knowledge? And let me repeat this. This is not something that I pay for. This is free stuff. It came with the only objective of trying to help people, somebody somewhere that is struggling with how to stay in business. And even those people who have been already in business, we've seen with data that it's possible for you to be 10 years in the business and then fail again. Okay, so my brother, there's no way, no other way that I can say thank you, but just to appreciate your time and the value that you give to our people. So again, thank you so much, bro, and I look forward to speak with you again. You have something to say before you go?
I will until. People ask me what that means. I will do whatever I have to do, as long as I have to put my family in a position to win. Take care, Malik.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, brother. Well, this 54 minutes, most to show. Our shows usually last 54 minutes. You heard Mr. Cedric Penn, always passionate about giving knowledge, empowering other people, young people, or even old cat in the game of business. I think tonight was this kind of day where if you listen carefully, I think you will save some money or you will grow your business, and you will be careful in days ahead of you. So we will conclude this presentation, this show today. I want to thank everybody across the globe that were connected to the show. If you missed it, just make sure you go on our Facebook page or YouTube account, and I'm trying to watch this presentation, and hopefully you can make the best out of it. So again, thank you for watching, and God bless you all.